Hello cuties, it's Kitty. Let's draft a basic bodice pattern in a very simple way. For that, we need to measure our body first. First do some general measurements, which is a round, bust or bust round. For that, you need a measuring tape and place around your bust the fuller area of your bust and measure it. For me, it's 34 inch. After that, we need to take waist round. Same way, you need a measuring tape, place around the thinnest part of your waist and measure it. And for me, it's 27.5 inch. After that, we need to measure across shoulder front. For that, we have to place the measuring tape from the low shoulder point to another low shoulder point and measure the distance. For me, it's 30.5 inch. Accordingly, the back is 14.5 inch for me. The across front is an inch lesser than across back, but sometimes different body size has different measurements. So your across front can be similar to across back, but not more than across back. After that, we have to measure the full length, which is from HSP to your waistline. Full length. And for me, my full length is 16.3/4 in front, and from back, it's 16.3/4. My front and back full length is similar. After that, we have to take our center front measurement. We have to place our measuring tape from tip of our neck to the waistline, and that will be our center front measurement. For me, it's 14 inch, and accordingly center back for me is 16.14 inch. After that, we have to measure shoulder slope, which is this part. We have to place our measuring tape from the LSP or low shoulder point to the midpoint of your waistline. Shoulder slope. For me, it's 16.5 inch. Now we're going to measure the shoulder length, which is the high shoulder point to the low shoulder point. For me, it's 5.18 inch. After that, we have to measure across chest, which is middle of your armhole round. Like if this is your body and if this is your hand, the armhole round, the middle of the armhole round will be your chest measurement, or the upper bust level will be your chest measurement. For me, it's 13, and for the back across, it's 13.5 inch. Now we're going to measure the side length. If it's a body and this is a hand, 1 inch below the armhole to the waistline will be your side seam length. Side seam length. For me, it's 8.18 inch. Now we're going deeper and we're going to measure the bust arc. It's a very simple method. We have body like ellipse. If we divide this ellipse body in a 4 part, then each part will have similar measurement, but our body has fuller side in front than the back. We have bust in front, which is much fuller than the back. So if our bust round is 34 inch, then the eclipse quarter will be 8.5 inch. But we have bust in front, which is much fuller than the back, so we're going to add 1 inch from back to the front, which is 9.5 inch, and we are going to minus half inch from the back. We are taking half inch extra for the ease purpose or the fitting purpose. So our front arc will be 9.5 inch and back arc will be 8 inch. That is 34.5 inch, which is half inch more than our actual bust round. After that, we are going to take waist arc. Our waist is also like an eclipse, which we are going to divide it into 4 parts, but like bust round, waist don't have much fuller area in front than the back. It's almost similar. That's why if my waist is 27.5 inch and if we are dividing it into 4 parts, then it will be 6.58 inch. So each part is 6.58 inch, and we are adding 1/8 inch, only 1/8 inch in the front. So it will be 7/7 in the front and 6.58 and 6.58 in the back. So our waist arc is for front is 7 and for back is 6.58 inch, which is 27.75 inch, 1/4 inch more than our original waist arc. After that, we are going to measure the dart placement. If this is our pattern, then the dart will be at least 3 inch away from the center front. So our dart placement will be in 3 inch from the center front. These are the measurements we need for our pattern drafting, and this is complete. And let's draft the pattern. Take full length, which is my full length is 16.75 inch from front. Let's draft the front pattern first. So I have taken 16.75 inch and mark it as A to B. From A, I have drawn a horizontal line. From A, I have drawn a horizontal line. And from that line, I'm going to take across front shoulder. My across front shoulder is 13.5 inch. And when we are going to draft, the shoulder will place in a slant way, because our shoulder is not straight. Our shoulder is little bit slant. For that, we have to plus 1 inch, which will be 14.5 inch. The 14.5 inch will be the full across front. If we are making a quarter pattern like this part only, then we will need half of 14.5 inch, which is 7.25 inch. We are going to mark 7.25 inch from point A and mark it as C. Now we have to take the center front. my center front length was 14 inch. From point B, we're going to take 14 inch on the line AB and mark it as D. And this A to D will be our neckline for front. From B, we're going to square out and draft a line. Now we need our bust arc. Our front arc was 9.5 inch. We're going to take 9.5 inch from here and mark it E. And as we already discussed, the dart point will be 3 inch away from B point. So let's mark it. F. From F, we need to go down 1/4 inch and join F with B. After that, we have to C and E and mark another step. We're going to mark the lower shoulder point. For that, we need shoulder slope. As we measure this point to this point, our shoulder slope, for me it's 16.5 inch. We're going to add 1/8 inch extra for ease. So it will be 17 inch. Now I'm going to take our measuring tape, place it in point B and mark on C line as G. So G is now our low shoulder point. From G we need shoulder length, LSP to HSP length. For me it's 5.1/8 inch. So we're going to take this measuring tape and measure 5.1/8 inch from point G to line AC and mark. Now join then G and I point and G and B point. In this line, we are going to mark our burst depth. And what is burst depth? If this is our burst, then the low shoulder point to the apex point is our burst depth. For me, it's 9.1/8 inch and another is burst span, which is from one apex point to another apex point. The distance between two apex points is burst span. For me, it's 7.3/8 inch. Now we need the burst depth. to find our apex point. So my bust depth is 9 and 1/8 inch. We're going to need a measuring tape. Place it on point B and measure 9 and 1/8 inch. Name this point as H. From H, we're going to draw a perpendicular line to BE and extend it. And to find the apex point we need now is our bust span. We're making a quarter size pattern, so our bust span will be half of this 7.738 inch, which is around 3.58 inch. So we're going to measure 3.58 inch from the center front, which is exactly the point H. So this is our bust point, apex point. Now we are going to need our across chest to define our armhole. Here my across chest was 13. So for finding the across chest, to draft the across chest measurement, first we have to divide the length between D and L, which is 6 inch. So we are going to draft a point which is in between these two lines, and then does L, and does J, and does L, and square out from L and make a perpendicular line to GH. From here we're going to measure 13 inch, not 13 inch, because we are making a quarter size pattern. The half of 13 inch is 6.5, and we are going to add 1/4 inch is for our better fitting, which is 6 3/4 inch. We are going to place a point at the 6 3/4 inch and mark it as M. Now, from high shoulder point, we are going to take shoulder slop, which is 17 inch, and the same length as this, just like crisscross, 17 inch, and mark on line E, name it as N. And from E, we need our side seam length. We measured from the 1 inch below the armhole to our waistline. For me, my side seam length was 8 1/8 inch. We're going to measure 8 1/8 inch on E line and mark it as O. And from M, we're going to join I, the shoulder slope, and square out 1 1/4 inch and join O. Name this point as P. Now join P point to F point. Now the most important part, our waist arc. Our front waist arc was, where is the front waist arc? Waist arc front was 7 inch, and we have already used our 3 inch here. So 7 inch minus 3 inch, which is 4 inch, plus 1/4 inch for ease. So from this point, if we mark 4.14 inch and add a dot here, then our waist will be 27, around 28 inch. So let's mark 4.14 inch. Name it as Q. From Q point, we are going down for 1/4 inch and join it with a slight curve. Name it as R. And from the apex point, we are going down with 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch and going down with 3/4 inch and join these 2 points and make a dot, very big dot. Now we are going to curve this line, the neckline and the armhole line. For that, I am going down, square down this line and square out this line. And also mark a line perpendicular to G and B so that we can get a guide. So we have 3 points to join. Now we need our French curve. Place the French curve inserted so that this 3 point matches with French curve. Like this. We have an armhole round and we are going to have a neckline. So we have made all that. Now we need to cut this line, this line, this line, this line. Let's cut it out. We can use this extra pattern paper for a back pattern, but for now let's cut this front. I'm making it with a pen, so it's not very precise. Ensure that it will be pencil for you. Don't cut fully. It's a tricky process. You have to fold it like this, the dot, and match it with this line. Do it very carefully because many times, the pattern destroys. Here you can see there is a minimal difference. Let's blend it out. with this curve. So we have a very smooth dot now, and we have a 1 dot basic pattern. Thank you for watching. Bye lovelies.